Hey, welcome to BoardGameToday.com and Graphic Policy TV, GPTV. We're doing a dual video for the two sites because this applies to both of them. We're doing an unboxing of the Warhammer 40,000 Necron Warrior from McFarlane Toys. McFarlane has the GW license and is putting out a series of figures based off of Warhammer 40,000. Right now we've got a Primaris Space Marine, Assault Intercessor, and this Necron Warrior, as well as artist-proof version. The artist-proof versions are unpainted versions of each of the figures where you can go and paint them themselves yourself. Really cool idea. So we've done an unboxing of the Primaris Marine already, and afterwards, this is the second video we're going to be doing, is the Necron Warrior. Throw them up, we're going to show this off. The Marine was really impressive. Easy to stand, no problems whatsoever. The hands were a little finicky, but overall, for $20 figure, it is beyond impressive. McFarlane, I think, has knocked it out of the park with that figure. So, I'm going to be honest, we have a little bit of a high expectation for the Necron Warrior because the Space Marine was so good. I think we would expect more of the same from the Necron. So, unfortunately, he's going second, which means he's going to be based off of the already high expectations, or compared to the already high expectations that have been surpassed by the Space Marine. First, this does score a little points because it was way easier getting out of the box, the plastic, than the Space Marine. I don't know when toys got really difficult to get out. Alright, so I always do my first test of just the standing. You saw I put it into even like try, and the figure was standing, no problem whatsoever. So that is not an issue at all with the Necron Warrior. Next, I always like to do the test of joints, and we're starting with the feet, and already different pivots, which is really interesting. We got the foot does turn right and left, unlike the Space Marine, and up and down. It's got some nice give to it. Nothing on the thigh, it looks like. Knees are pretty standard. Hip is pretty standard. Let's see what we got on the waist. Waist has got a lot of movement. That's good. The others, these joints are pretty tight, which is a good thing. Arms, obviously blocked. Oh no, not at all. Wow, that's actually kind of an impressive joint. That's pretty cool. It's not blocked like the Marine. I was expecting maybe this to cause some issues. Nope, not at all. Elbow, totally fine. Let's go with the wrist. Has got some good movement. And then the head, pretty standard stuff. So overall, really good joints, some impressive joints. I actually think this is really cool. We're going to talk about the details. Well, actually, we'll talk about the details now as far as that. The thing that stands out to me about the joints that I think is really neat is the joints are like worked into the design of the figure. Like the Marine had kind of the tubes blocking it that you would expect. We can see here, like the knees look robotic. Like this looks like it's built in and is organic to the figure, but it's the joint for the figure, which I think is really neat. The hip is like that too. It might be hard to see, but the way the hip is designed, it looks mechanical. This looks like something that you'd put together like a Home Depot almost, with a joint that comes out and then a part that hooks on top of it. That's the hip joint, and it works really well for the figure because it goes with the design of the character. Like we can see it on the elbows as well. This ball, circular join, and the part in between. The wrist is really similar as well. Like this looks like a mechanical robot, and the joints work towards that aesthetic. I think that's actually really neat and something I didn't appreciate when I first looked at the figure. The other thing I think I'm really impressed by is how not symmetrical the figure is. Like you can see it really on the hip, on the left hip here of the design of it, that it looks like it's got armor that is broken off. It's got armor that's damaged. This is a figure I think that is deceptively simple at first, and the more I look at it, the more impressed I am with it. I don't think it's necessarily as good as the Space Marine, but I'm more and more impressed with it the more I look, in that like you can just see damage throughout. There's a lot of small detail on this figure that's really impressive, down from the foot up to the top of the head. I love that color eyes for the green. It's really cool. You just see this damage everywhere. It really does kind of feel like an ancient, worn robot undead warrior all throughout. Like, it's really cool. Like, the wear, the tear. You know, at first, I just kind of really saw the guts and was like, okay, that's it. And I noticed maybe some design on it wasn't symmetrical. But I think looking at it more and more, it's impressive as to how different it is in the various parts. This is not a figure that is that's really holding up to be. This is one that I think the details are super impressive and interesting. All right, I just gotta look at the gun to figure out how they got the gun in. The Gauss Flare. The Gauss Flare is big. This is a very large weapon. The details on it is pretty cool. I again like the green. The green matches the eyes. I think the only thing I'm going to say negative about the figure is there's some small details, like the tube here is worn. You've got the guts coming out of here. I wish there was maybe a little bit more detail when it came to those things, of maybe just some shading, a little bit different color. That would have made, I think, all the difference and been really, really impressive. But that's about it, and it's really kind of a small detail. The Marine had that as well, a little bit with the shading. Is that, like, I thought there could have been just a little bit more shading in various spots. The weapon, way easier to get in than the Space Marine. So now the question is, how easy is it to stand up with this? Because this gun is pretty big. Pretty simple. Not many issues at all when it comes to that. So that's good. And then the other would be is the gun doesn't really have, like, it maybe should be black there or something at the end. This is, like, it's a deceptively cool figure in that there's a lot of detail, a lot more detail than I expected. And the detail is really just subtle. Like, this is a good example. Is that, like, I'm noticing more and more the look at it. You know, like the skull, there's a dent on the skull. It just looks like it's been, like, hit or just worn out or something. That's just small and cool detail, and the front has that as well, and it's kind of cracked to the sides. So there's, like, it feels like there's history to the figure. The damage to it feels like there's history. It also comes with a Scarab for Necron players. You know, it's a pretty key thing for their force. You get a lot of these. The Scarab is okay. Like, it's a neat accessory. I don't think I necessarily needed it, but it was kind of cool. Overall, again, I'm impressed by this. You know, I don't know if I like it as much as the Space Marine, just because the Necrons don't quite interest me as much. However, I'm going to say that this figure has got so much detail and there's so much thought clearly put into it. It's impressive. It's really won me over as to what is pulled off and what it's doing. And I think looks really cool because of that. So overall, like, I'm impressed. I'm happy. I think it's totally worth the money. If you are a Warhammer fan, Warhammer 40K fan, and a fan of toys, or just 40K fan in general, this is totally worth it. I mean, with the Space Marine, you can do some really cool stuff with it. And I'm excited to see more of this line overall. So I want to thank McFarlane Toys for hooking me up. You know, I've got my own coming as well. I'm so excited for this line. Even though I got review copies, I purchased my own as well. And thanks for watching. Now, if you want your own Necron Warrior, we're going to have links beneath this video. Put in your zip. There's links beneath this video. You're going to be able to go and buy through that. Some of them will be affiliate links. They are affiliates, so we get a small percentage by doing that. You help support our site, so thank you. And speaking of sites, you can go check out graphicpolicy.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all Graphic Policy, keeping it consistent if you are into toys, games, toys, comics, movies, television, stuff like that. If you're into the games aspect, like Warhammer 40,000, you can check out BoardGameToday.com, and of course on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Board Game Today. We got lots of news there. So, you know, we've got the video of the Space Marine, we've got this, and now I'm just going to go in the next phase of this, figuring out how to paint the larger figures with some Citadel paints, which I think is going to be really, really fun and cool. So we're going to do some experiments with that. I don't know if I'm going to do videos of that, maybe do live video or something like that, but we'll figure it out from there. As always, thanks so much for watching. I didn't know that. Check it out with this. Talk about discovery here. Foot, the foot bends, the toes bend as well as the foot. It bends and then the toes bend as well. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's actually really, really cool. I'm sorry. We're still discovering stuff about this. That is a small detail that is really, really, really neat and so unexpected. Now I'm kind of wondering what else I missed here. Fingers don't bend, but yeah. Well, cool. We're going to see what else we can discover on this one. As always, much appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, keep reading those comics, keep it geeky, keep playing with those toys, and get your game on. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.